Good morning, Saints. Well, I woke up this morning, had my mind, stayed on DeAnna and friends. Woke up this morning, got my mind, hallelujah, God, stayed on DeAnna and friends. So I woke up, hey, Marissa and Lady X. I'm on here early today. I woke up and I saw that the ladies over there, they were confused because I made a statement on yesterday that I had made up with Sean Bradley. Perhaps it was not the right choice of words. I don't know. What had happened was about 3 weeks ago, I showed up on a live that Wally was having, right? Y'all know the Wiley show. I showed up on there, and a few minutes later, Sean Bradley showed up on the same live, right? So now I was already on there. So he must have felt confident enough that we didn't have such a horrible issue that we were going to go on there and start yelling and screaming, right? So I showed up, then he showed up. Wally happens to be friendly or getting along with both of us at the same time right now, right? So we went on there and we talked up a few of the issues around what my beef with him, with his club chat and so forth. And I kind of broke it down to what happened. And at the end of that interview, you guys can look at it, I think it's 3 weeks ago, we were laughing and joking and telling sexual type jokes and things like that. So in my mind, we had made up. We didn't have a beef currently, right? But people, please don't get so caught up in this makeup stuff. There was, I mean, it's not like we're best friends or anything, right? But what I said yesterday was, I felt like we had made up, so I didn't feel like going into this thing about Ty. There's so many people involved in this Ty story, since she chooses not to make an appearance, that I just was not willing. Since I just chopped it up with this guy, we had kind of come to a little bit of an understanding. I just don't want to go dragging that thing back up again. I mean, how long can you stay on the same story, honey? The show. During that interview, a couple of questions I wanted to ask him. Primary being, is the show a go? He answered that it is still going on. They were still making plans, right? I thought the answer was sort of weak, but I got the impression that he really didn't know where they stood himself, right? So people don't get caught up in this. Oh, they made up, like Duchess Kelly Love showed up on my page. I thought we were arguing a few days ago. Seemed to be fine. We're talking, so we're able to be cordial. It's just like the situation when we were in Atlanta. Now, people want to see a fight. I understand that they like these battles and they think that they're supposed to be bloodshed, right? Blood on the dance floor. So the cameraman or whoever was in this thing asked me to go over there and say something to Jay Wilson, right? This conversation went on for no more than 4 minutes, right? When I get back to San Francisco, they're telling me, oh, people are mad. Oh, they just unsubscribe. They unsubscribe. I don't give a goddamn if you unsubscribe or not, child. If our relationship is so shallow and it's so frivolous, child, that you're going to unsubscribe because I spoke to somebody, child, we probably didn't have that much in common anyway. But the point was, how long did that last? If we on here, we came back and we weren't talking shit about each other for 2 weeks. How long that lasts? So my point being that, honey, this thing is flighty, right? So one day you're made up, next day you're fighting. Next day you're fighting. One day, as far as I know, for the last couple of weeks since that interview, Bradley hasn't been talking shit about me, and therefore I haven't been talking shit about him. So it's fine for the moment. But believe me, if Sean Bradley shows up in some undisclosed location in a hot tub with D. Ramsey, believe me, I'm going to cover the story, girl. That's just the way it is, baby. Don't be hung up on this bullshit, right? Some people you will never get along with. You are lifelong enemies, but not everybody's like that. Some of them just floating in and out of beefs, right? So if I ain't got no beef with you, and we're able to go on a someone else's channel and be cordial to each other, as far as I'm concerned, we're made up. We're getting along for the moment. How long does any of this stuff last, child? You got two supposed to be best friends one week. The next week they're trying to rip each other's head off. Then the next week they're kissing cousins again. Don't get caught up, people. That's what I wanted to say. So I was on DeAnna Urban's page this morning, and her, not only her, but some of the other ladies said, "Excuse me." Tim saying, "What? He made up with Shaw Bradley? Did he say he made up with?" There was nothing to make up from, honey. Everything is exactly the same, child. If I do something that boy don't like, then he's gonna report on it. If he do something that I don't like or I disagree with, I'm gonna report on it. Same way, right? But you can only talk about the show so much, people. God damn, 2 years. I think it's long enough for that one. Now, if there's going to be other arguments, disagreements, absolutely. We ain't friends. Nobody's friends. I don't call on the phone or anything like that. But apparently, it was just time to squash that particular beef. Hi, how y'all doing? I got to get out of here in a minute. I facilitate this group on Tuesdays. So I got to go get myself together for that. But we got a little chime here, half hour or so. Hi, y'all. Hi, Prima Wanda. They said, "Oh, I guess they want me to go over there and slice Jay Wilson's neck." No, I'm not that kind of a monster, honey. That's a monster when you can't even be in the room without people without stabbing them. I ain't stabbing nobody, child. This stuff, a lot of these arguments, these petty little things people have back and forth. Sometimes they last a couple of days, sometimes they last a couple of months, and sometimes they last a couple of years, honey. It's just the nature of the beast, people. Don't get all caught up. Oh, he said they made up. They made up. Made up from what, honey? Make up to break up. That's all we do. First they love me, then they hate me. That's a game for fools. So, for you, DeAnna Irby, you know I like your channel. I look at you at 5 o'clock this morning. You know it's getting dark so early. When I go out now at 6:30 in the morning, it is pitch black, just like it was midnight. Can't believe it. Here we got to go to this shit where it gets dark early. It's still dark in the morning and all this kind of stuff. This stuff is depressing to me. But I always listen to DeAnna early in the morning. So it's a legitimate question. Did we make up? We were never broke up. Not really. Not the kind of. I never had the kind of vitriol or animosity as I had with Wilson. Wilson is the only one, really. You know. But so I don't think I could be in a room, even in an interview or anything with him without it getting out of control immediately. When I saw him, almost immediately, I wanted to jump over the counter to kill him. But that's just the way that is, right? Not all these relationships are the same, honey. They won't have the same weight. Everybody who you don't like, everybody else has got to be in agreement with. They don't like them either, because it goes back and forth. People you think are great to get together today, they have alliances and all that kind of stuff. Child, 2 weeks later, they be trying to tear each other's head off. It's the way it is. You can't get involved. Let it pass, honey. Let people work out their own difficulties, right? Some of y'all see that? Well, it's nice to have something on all the time, right? So if DeAnna, I think Bless used to do early in the morning too. They're the ones that are on in the morning, then we're going to watch them, right? There's certain people on in the afternoon, some people on in the evening. But we need to nip this thing in the bud. Ain't nothing changed between me and Sean Bradley. We don't have no particular beef at this point. I'm sick of talking about the show. But if there is something worthy, if there's something newsworthy about the show, then we'll probably go right back to the same place, right? On this issue of the show, because it's newsworthy. As far as some guy coming on and saying the tie's a snake, that's not newsworthy to me, right? At one time it would have been, but now you're gonna have to shake it up. You got to give me something to work. Giving me something I can feel. Oh, to let me know this beef is real. Ooh, ooh. I have a feeling that if the show were to take off and people start getting paid and other people not getting paid, I have a strong suspicion, girl, that is what you would call a real beef. But if from the moment it's not. Happy Tuesday. Hi, Kanita Russell. Good morning. Mocha Drop. Marsha Cleveland. Oh, y'all. I hope I answered the question. Right? And that little Wally, he can be a snake sometimes, right? But I happen to like Wally. After we had that little powwow, the three of us on that live, I think it went on for over an hour. After that, I happened to click on another page on Wally the very next day, and he's over there calling me impotent. Oh, Wally, my stuff still works, honey. But the point is, you can't take this stuff seriously, child. We were just bosom buddies the goddamn the day before. So that's how Wally is. That's his personality. I accept it for what it is, honey. Right? If I really am in beef with somebody, I don't fake, I don't play shit. That's how I feel. Right? If I ain't feeling that way, I ain't feeling that way. I'm not a monster, honey. I'm just sitting there just want to, fight and kill people all the time. I'm in my damn 60s, child. Sitting there fighting with these motherfuckers. All right. So even when some of these people are wrong, like y'all know the situation with me and VS. The situation with me and VS was so crazy. I mean, she just picked me out of a hat and just started going off on me, right? Accusing me of having sex with dogs and killing them and murdering them after I break their legs and all this shit. I'd had no kind of love. There was no love lost between me and her. But when that situation went down at the IHOP, because I felt that she was right in that particular situation, I still made a video about it, even though I didn't particularly, I didn't care for her at all. But I thought she was wrong in there because I thought the first act of aggression was the woman showing up at the place where she knew she was eating at and sitting herself down at her table uninvited. I felt that person was wrong in that instance, right? So even though I didn't like the other person, in that instance, I was on the other side, right? That's just the way it is, honey. When Jay Dunn pulled that stunt with Food Junkie, I had just went off on Food Junkie for what, 3 days, a week before. We went on no good terms, but I thought the way she did him was wrong. So I'm speaking on it because I think it was wrong. The situation was wrong. I'm not all that emotionally tied to the people. I'm just talking about the situations, right? Ain't none of y'all got no jobs. I got any job. I got 4 jobs. I got 5 jobs. Don't be ashamed of the leisure life. Hell, people work in the afternoon. They work in the evening. They raising their children, getting their children off to school. Let me see. Let me see if y'all got any questions. I wish all the content creators could get along and make things fun again. That is my wish, right? Well, some of them, all of them are getting along with somebody, I would imagine, at times, but some of them are not going to get along, right? Now, I could even probably talk to that fire monster if she wasn't so vicious, right? I saw her on, hi there, DeAnna Irving. I'm trying to explain, honey. Y'all want explanations and things. Okay, who you pimping, Brenda? At the moment, I'll be right back. What you doing, slapping upside her goddamn head? Get my goddamn money, ho! Come out them panties. That's right. Okay, I'm trying to explain the situation between me and that boy. I don't think it needs much explanation. I mean, you blink a couple of times and then it'll be something else tomorrow, honey. So it is what it is. I ain't fighting with everybody all the time, child. If they nice to me, I'm nice to them. If they can be cordial. The Fire Monster, we probably only I saw the way she carried on when she tried to talk to Jay Wilson on what's that girl's name? Properly Bonafide's channel. I saw way she went at that, right? So I said, no, it probably wouldn't even be worth it. She gonna start howling and screaming and all that, trying to get some numbers and it appeared to be tough. So that probably wouldn't work out. Then if she could be cordial, don't know how sophisticated you are and how mature you are, right? If you feel like you always have to be on stage, you always got to be all that. I don't be bothered with it. If I got a beef with you, I just have a beef with you, honey. It's the real thing. If I don't, I don't. I'm not going to pretend that I do just for entertainment. No, I ain't doing. I'm not no goddamn WWB. What do you call it, WWB or whatever, the wrestling people? Just go in there, just start ripping heads off. I ain't doing all that, child. Keep it real, baby. To be real, got to be real. They're properly bona fide. I thought I controlled the situation well. You mean between the Fire Monster and the Jay Wilson? He said, oh, go on. She's overbearing. She's overbearing. Then she come on calling him a bald-headed motherfucker or something? Girl, that girl's do anything for clicking the view. Street runner, you gotta stop running sometime. You need shelter, love shelter, let it be mine. Street runner, street fighter. Some people gotta be fighting all the time. They feel like that's the only thing that they're worth. I gotta be fighting somebody. Let your yes be yes and your no be no, baby. I was in the IHOP chat. It was like when they get spoke on, girl. I don't understand that one. Okay, I thought I was controlling the situation. It was a good interview. It was fun. It was fun to see her jumping all over him and all that. I mean, you know how I feel about him, so obviously I'm going to enjoy anybody getting down on him. But it is what it is, people. On that, the next time you had a live Miss Properly Bonafide, I had made maybe 5 videos on Rebel Son. And yet we got on there. He was cordial to me, so therefore I couldn't help but be cordial to him. It is what it is. That don't mean that if he cussing me out tomorrow, I ain't gonna cuss him out. I ain't gonna cuss him back. Right? I'm nice to people who are nice to me, honey. That's it. If people start talking about my damn dentures and people start talking about my home and people start talking about my dog and people start putting my mama's name in their mouth and all that, girl, I'm not going to be nice to them. Why? They're not worthy. I ain't got no reason to be nice to your ass. Everything come out your mouth is an insult. Please. You are as vicious to as she. Okay, Square Biz. I'm talking Square Biz to you, baby. Square Biz. I'm talking love. That is Square Biz. Dun, dun, dun. Square Biz says you are as vicious to y'all should change it to FM, Fine Monster. Okay. FB, I guess that's Five Babe, as she is to you. Like I said, it is what it is. I backed off of her. I can't have regular commentary involving her because she stoops to these low levels, honey, which I'm not willing to participate in. You ain't gonna have to see me on here calling the police and calling this person, calling that person, calling your neighbors, sending letters and all this. I'm not gonna do it. So if that is where the person wants to take every beef they have to, we got nothing in common. There's nothing to talk about, honey. What is there to talk about? I can't trust you. It is a lack of trust. I won't beef with you because I can't trust you. I was chopping her ass up for a while. She was chopping me up for a while. It was YouTube entertainment. but you take it too far. Take it across the, you cross the line. Some lines can't be crossed back over, honey. That's how you want to do it. Then you just talk to yourself. Just talk to you and QB then. If that's what you consider winning, I don't think it's winning. I think it's just eliminating people. Nobody wants to be bothered with you. You're a persona non grata. That's what it's going to come to. People are just going to stop fucking with each other. Period. I ain't gonna say your name. Don't say mine. Fuck you. I don't care anything about you. What you say, that's just the way it is. I got one job at night. One is enough. Don't start. Ding dong dong. Daddy, you cut my feet. I had to cut my baby feet since he can't get into the groomer for another 2 weeks. I had to cut his feet, his paws, and his eyes, and his booty hole, because those are the parts that get dirty. And we'll try to deal with that as soon as possible. Tina Marie, baby. I'm talking love. What was the other one? Casanova Brown. Because she had chosen a you knew when somebody's name is Casanova Brown, honey. They either a pimp, player. They are definitely not a Caucasian man, honey. Casanova Brown, honey. And that fire and desire, baby. Sang, child, sang. And the other girls saying, that's what you call it? Hi, Rhonda McGee. Oh, do your neighbors say anything about your sin? You stop it, girl. Stop it, Mocha. Do your neighbors say anything about your sin? Let me guess. Mocha, you sing, right? Only the singers, people who sing, they're the only ones take offense in my singing, girl. I used to get hate mail. Oh, you shouldn't sing. Why you gotta sing? Don't get anything but that, honey. Yes, I had to get my baby feet together. Well, when they walk in the park, all that dirt and mud and stuff, he has white paws, so it's filthy when he comes back. So you got to wash him every time he comes back in the house. But if you cut all the hair around the paws, then it don't get dirty, because it's just on that foot part. It's not perfect. It ain't heavy. He's my brother. Ain't wrong with doing a little singing, baby. Hi, Purple Love. Purple Love, you got me in all that trouble with Duchess Kelly Love last week, child. What was it, 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago? Something. Child, they did not like that tea. There's a couple of more I recognize have filthy mouths, too. So what I realized when I was trying to explain to somebody, it's not, baby, there's nothing wrong with having sex. Everybody has sex, right? It's the talking about it. That's what's nasty. I don't know why it could be. It's that simple, child. Is talking about it is what makes it nasty, honey. Unless you're on some kind of adult site, y'all want to talk about sexuality and all that kind of stuff. I've told y'all before, when they get to the love scenes, when they got to show one breast, or I'm talking about the regular movies and all that, I always fast forward. I don't even like to see the love scene. Get back to the murder. I want to hear what the scheme is, honey. But they got to put love scenes in every movie, I'll skip some of that stuff. No, we got to respect the dead. Boo Chaw Key. He didn't sell on prayer cloth, did he? Oh, he used to do a little minister thing, though, right? When he had the deacons and he was the bishop. I don't know. I don't know nothing about it, baby. It was sad what happened to that guy. But he always said that he was susceptible to that right from the very beginning. So, but death is so permanent. You can't come back from that. Well, according to the faith, we do come back from that. So we'll see. There's nothing wrong with the absolute 100%. I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. I don't know why the people didn't figure out R. Kelly faster, because all his music, man, talking about age ain't nothing but a number and bumping and grinding and all. It was always very sexual, wasn't it? And sometimes he would even uh, indicate that he's talking about young people. So at this point, I'm sure he's just looking for a sale. I mean, when you got all that stacked up against you, all those cases and all this stuff to fight, he probably got 2, 3 more years worth of cases still to fight. At that point, you just want to lay down, right? They're looking for a resting place. A resting place, give me my bunk, give me a couple of books, and that's it, honey. It's done. Imagine somebody being that sexual locked up in a prison for the rest of their life. No sexy at all. Well, that's not true, but he can get him a queen or some gay boy in there. A lot of times in there, they choose to go, even though they're attracted to men. They like gay boys as well, because apparently that's his story. He likes young guys as well. But in there, they'll be with somebody who is distinctly effeminate. They want be in there with a queen or something, because they didn't challenge their masculinity. It's just laws of prison, honey. So they'll be with somebody who's extremely feminine, who makes an attempt to look like a queen, kind of thing. They don't want to be in there with a dude because it brings on heat to them. Whatever. That's on R. Kelly. He should have thought about that. He got away scot free after doing those disgusting things to them young girls, and he went back and did the same thing again. So that's on him. As far as his music, I don't know. People will still play his music. He was a great musician. Too bad people can't just use their energies on their art, their creativity. I guess he did that as well, but he just had a sex demon that would not let his ass go. He had to have it, right? He still could write a song in jail and sell it to other artists. Is he allowed to do that, Travis Miller? Yeah, you're not allowed in prison to capitalize on your crime. You can't make a profit from any crime you did. In other words, you can't go in there and write about your murders and then make a profit from that. The profits will go to the family or the victims, correct? But I don't know that a song is going to have anything to do with your crimes. So even whether it's right or wrong, whatever, I'm sure he could, because you still can write letters. You can write music. I mean, you can send it out to somebody, but you have to do that with no instruments, right? I don't believe he reads at all, right? So it's a lot of them was just sounds, but he has none of that to work with. I don't know how well he could write then. Although his lyrics were pretty good too. So I don't know. That's all on R. Kelly. Him. I'm sure he probably worked something out with his brothers, family members, maybe somebody else, or ghostwrite for somebody else. Ghostwriting would probably be the most logical thing. But they just make sure you got plenty of zooms and whams. They don't take that much in there. If you got $100 a month in prison, you're balling. You can't spend much more than that. They don't let you go to the store once a month. You ever meet? Did I ever meet Carl Lewis? Boo child. Boo, what are you doing, girl? Why you ask me crazy ass questions, child? Why would I meet Carl Lewis? I don't know about no damn running. You stop misbehaving. Uh-uh. He was okay. Yeah, I imagine actually you probably have a desire to be even more creative in there because he ain't got nothing else to do. You can't be having sex with everybody. All you got to do is sit there in your cell. It's going to be especially hard for him because he can't read. If you can't read and write, what are you going to do? I mean, Most people who do any time in prison, they come out avid readers, at least while they're in there, right? If he can't read, he could probably write some. I don't know. So it was all done, with I don't know. I don't know if he actually writes things out or he just speaks them into machine. He ain't gonna have no recorders, no equipment. So he might be very frustrated in prison. Although he will probably, if he's gonna be in there for the rest of his life, he will learn how to read. Because I mean, what else do you do? So you have the option of going to school, learning to read. I mean, it's not all that unusual that a lot of people in prison can't read and write, but they come out, they learn how to read. They get GED in there. You can even learn a trade in there, but I don't know how much use a trade would be for you if you're never going to get out. Why bother? And if he did get out, his bread and butter would still be music. Girl, I don't know what she's on, Jill Ruff. Carl Lewis, who the hell? Hey, nieces and nephews. Hey, Uncle Tim. Hi, TLC and 3. I'm red balling back to the beginning. Mm. R. Kelly needs extensive counseling. Reading is the least of his worries at this point. He don't need no counseling in there. Shit, ain't no young girls in no damn prison. Shit. That problem's kind of solved, don't you think? He ain't no threat to nobody. They ain't gonna let him out. So I mean, I guess it's theoretically possible. They have the option of running your time consecutive or concurrent, right? If your time is consecutive, that means after you do this 20-year sentence, then you go to another state and you bring them 10 years, and then you go to the Fed and you bring them 15 years and all of that. If it's run that way, he'll never get out. If it's run concurrent, then they'll say you do 20 years, and that's 20 years in every state. It all runs together. You get out in 20 years. Or I don't know if that's considered a violent crime. If he has any rapes or anything like that in there, I'm sure he has statutory rape release. They might consider it, that might be a violent crime where you wouldn't get halftime. If you get halftime, maybe you get out in 15 years. He'd be an old man. How's R. Kelly? He's only about, what, 45 or something like that? Maybe 50. He'd be my age. Mm. Not doing too much. He should learn to read. Yeah, he should. You're gonna be doing that the rest of your damn life. You better want to learn how to pick up a book, honey. Pass the time away. I had never read a book cover to cover in my entire life until I went to prison. And then I was in the library every 2 days, 3 days, right? I had nothing else to do. His situation, he'll probably have a television and all that eventually, but he's going to be in court cases for the next 3 years. He ain't going to be settled in nowhere. So you just lay in your cell. When they say go to the yard, I guess you can go in and work out after he gets through. But until he gets through with all these court cases, he's more than likely not even going to be on a main line nowhere. He's just going to be sitting in jails waiting to be tried. Get through with one state, go to another state, then go to another state, then go to another state, and then the money's already run out. So we can't expect any decent outcome from any of this stuff. And there's something you can't write. Well, then you're one of the greatest writers of music in history, really. R&B music. See, R&B or hip hop? R&B music. Oh man, Boo Crawl, what is the problem? What's wrong? Boo Chaw Key. What is the issue, honey? Girl, we don't care about no Lionel Richie being cut or uncut. Girl, what's going on? What's wrong? Oh, you see, ain't no moderators in here. Oh, I see your game, honey. He was making car tags. Yeah, they make license plates in the pen. Pressing license plates. Well, you got to figure they got to come from somewhere, right? If they can figure out a way to get free labor or pay them 22 cents an hour and all that kind of shit, makes sense. It's all. Oh, thank you, moderators. Yeah, Blue Call needs to go on play somewhere. She's being silly. And just because her picture is of a young lady, that don't mean that that's a young lady. It could be anybody. They use anybody's picture, child. Mm-hmm. He might try to escape. No, he ain't going nowhere. Yeah, you get a bullet in your head trying to escape. He'll probably be on not the highest levels of protection though. I don't think he ain't gonna go to no level 4 prison level because it's not a murder. Those are usually murderers, killers. Is Blue Claw the Richard Ramirez from before? That person was asking you silly. They do kind of sound alike, don't they? Kennethia Russell. Was your father's name Kenneth? Kennethia? You know, a lot of people like to name their children after their kids after the father, right? So the one name would be like a derivative of the male name. My family did that. My sister's family did that. The boys and the girls' names were both taken from the same name. Lord have mercy. Bet he wishing he would have ran to Valley with child. Is that what happened with Russell Simmons? It makes sense. When he had time to run, he should have ran. It's too late now. You ain't running nowhere. And y'all people say, oh, he got money hid and I don't know how he had it pretty good by now. He's been paying lawyers for the last 3 years? Them bloodsuckers, honey. You go in there giving them all your damn money and you end up getting a year less than you would have got without no lawyer. See, I guessed it, Kennethia. Yes, his name was Kenneth. My name is pronounced Ken Key Thea. Wait a minute. Kennethia. Okay, it's the girl derivative. I understand totally. We all erase that. Okay, we all have our demons, but that can't erase the fact that he's a talented artist. Of course, he's a talented artist. Many people are going to still listen to his music. They may not come on here and talk about listening to his music, but they're going to listen to it. It was good music, you know. Michael Jackson was brilliant. I mean, probably one of the most brilliant performers in the history of the States. Certainly one of the biggest stars. You see how they did him, but we don't know what happened with Mike. I think Michael Jackson suffered from what is called arrested development. He didn't really develop into a full grown man inside, I don't think. He talked like a child. If you listen to Michael Jackson's interviews, although they say he was intelligent, he still spoke like a child, right? He started performing when he was 9 years old. So I think it was arrested development. Now, as far as all that sex stuff, I had no idea. I don't know. It could be. If you think you're a child, for all your friends are kids, you're making songs like, all I really know is that they don't really care about us. Who is us? And the video was all kids. So is he saying us is our kids? Nikki sis. Lex get real. He kept a high pitched voice, but not only was his voice just naturally high pitched, but just the way he spoke like a child to me. Michael Jackson, even when he was interviewed, he sounded like somebody 13 years old to me. Now, that's not necessarily mean that he wasn't intelligent, but I certainly believe that he suffered from arrested development. If you choose to understand it, you probably could understand it. But anytime you involve children in it, it's going to be wrong, honey. You have no right. You have no right to, because of whatever your issues are, your struggles are. You are still an adult. No matter how you feel inside, you are still a grown ass man, honey. So you are responsible, and you can't not be affecting other people's lives for your pleasures. Let kids be kids. That song was about how the elite really don't care about people. It was not about the kids. Well, why did they put all about the kids in the damn video then? All I want to know is that they don't really. I jammed to all this music, child, my whole life. Starting at 9 years old with ABC. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. Oh, they really do re mi ABC. That's how easy love can be. Did you wanna sing it out, sing it out? Oh, 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 baby. I'm a letter from a learning tree. Shit, I was 9. I was the same age as Michael Jackson. Matter of fact, I think our birthdays are about a month apart. I think I was either I was 1 year behind him or the exact same age as him. Anyway, when that song came out, I lived in the projects. We all wanted to be Michael Jackson, child. And that went on for the next 10 years. And then there was a break. And then they got reinvented themselves. And they had a whole nother string of hits, 15, 20 hits. And then he reinvented himself again. And he came out, I want to rock with you, girl. Dance you in the night. And when the groove is dead and gone, yeah, you know that love survives. So he basically he was a star since he was 9, all the way through until what was he? When he died, he was 50. Mm-hmm. The kids were playing drums. Quincy Andrews there. 2 words. Okay. Doesn't have the right to victimize simply because they were. That's why R. Kelly is being abused himself. Accused doesn't apply for me. Excuses don't apply for you. That's right. There are no excuses. Anytime you were involved victimizing other people, so you had a rough upbringing and your daddy beat your mama and all that kind of stuff, that does not give you the right then to go and start hitting somebody else. You have to take responsibility for your own actions as you become an adult. People that when they get to court, they want to say, well, he was from extreme poverty. His father was an alcoholic, and he did. I don't think it ever really works. They don't give a fuck, honey. They care about what you did. You killed somebody. Okay, he was born on August 29th, 1958, and I was born on April 6th, 1958. Okay, so we are what, a couple months? I know we're about the same age. I was born in 58 as well. Let me look at where's my phone there? I got to see what time it is. Ooh, it's 9:30. I got to go, people. Baby, it's cold out there. I got to go now, but it's cold outside. I love you so. I love you too, you little jiggity do. But baby, it's cold outside. Who's that? Jerry Lewis and I think it was Doris Day. Black people will be having a free R. Kelly camp. There are people who are going to do that. It's always yin yang. People have different ideas, but he's pretty well wiped out just because there's so many different cases in so many different states. Plus, they got the Fed to deal with. I don't think he's going nowhere. Plus, he ain't got no money to fight nothing. Even when he fights, you get a few years, or maybe you beat one case, then you still got a whole string of other ones. What's going on with this Harvey Weinstein? What the hell's going on with him? Shouldn't his case be up by now? That's what I mean about them damn lawyers. Delay, 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 delay. They can delay your ass until you're in your grave. Okay, I got to go though, people. I got this group I got to deal with. Okay, thanks for coming in. I hope I explained the situation. DeAnna Irving, excuse me. Thank you. Nothing's changed. Later, people.